Hello, 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 and welcome everyone to the Hobby Corner. I hope you're well. I hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling fine. And if not, don't worry. I hope we can change that through the course of our show. I drink mud. Thank you. I've got some tea. Um. So yeah, I've had a decent day today. Um. I got work very early tomorrow, so we'll be cutting it at 10:30. Oh, my elbow's still fucking sore, man. I think the bruise did look. Oh wait, hang on. Can kind of see a very faint bruise, but it hurts still because it's more on the bone. And that was from the other. That was from 2 weeks ago, when I thought it'd be a clever clogs and show the kids how to skateboard and dismount in a fancy fashion, not remembering that it only works on concrete because of the friction. And I was doing it in the storage warehouse where the polished floors were too smooth to dismount the way I normally do. And I landed on my ass hard. Cracking care back. No, well, because I got to get up early. So, but I had a good day today. Kids had half day at school, so got some bits done. Took them to the cinema, and then we went bowling as well, so it was nice. Yesterday I did go to my mates, and we did work on the car, but we only had time to replace the drop links on both front ends because the old ones, the bushings, had gone on them. So for those who don't know what bushings are, they're the little rubber cushion things that help with the vibration, and the drop links basically attaches the anti-roll bar, which goes between your wheels in the front and your suspension, so it stops it all wibbly wobbly, right? So it just holds it firm in place. So we had to replace those before we could then move on to doing the suspension, the anti-friction rings on those, but we ran out of time. But at the same time, we thought, kill two birds with one stone. I'll do the oil filter change, so drain out all the oil, change the oil filter, not a problem. Put the new O-ring on the cap, close it, no leaks, all good. Wiped it all up just to double check, no leaks. Cool, fill it up, still no leaks, great. I get home and I can smell this sort of warm carbon smell. Oh God. I look under the car, and it where the oil filter cap is basically like right under the car, but you can see it's quite easy to reach. And it was just covered in oil. The oil sump right next to it was streaked with it, where the air flow from driving had blown it all back onto the car. Yeah. What? No. Um. And yeah, it's just drip, 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 drip. So maybe we haven't tightened it enough. So I go to Halfords. I get myself this clamp. It's an oil capped clamp, right? You know, like when you turn to tighten it or loosen it, the clamp just goes like that. It's kind of cool. And then I had to get a wrench as well, so I could tighten it on the fly. And I'm tightening it away, and I'm like, well, no, it's tight enough. It does it because you only need to hand tighten it. Well, you weren't paying attention to what I was saying. Now, please leave. Please leave. Granddad died, didn't he? Uncle Neil. Gigi's very ill. No. No. No, please close the door on the way out. Please close the door on the way out. Thank you. Ayoshi, how you doing? So anyway, so I turn the thing around just enough, not to like loosen it so it starts peeing out everywhere, but just enough to. And what had happened was when I put on the cap, must have somehow pinched the O-ring, which helps form the seal on it, and a bit of it was like sticking out. Nightmare situation, right? Because now there's nothing to hold the oil in. Really, it's just going to keep dripping. And then when you turn the engine on, of course, you have oil pressure then, and it really sort of drips out. So, Brown Bear, how you doing? Thank you so much for the resub. You lovely sod. Here's like going on my cars. Dude, you know what, right? My car has been driven with hardly any oil in it. Well, what I thought was hardly any oil in it. Tons of times where it doesn't show on the dipstick at all, right? And all this time I thought, oh, the check oil light doesn't work. I can now confirm that it does fucking work. So yeah, I can't drive it far, and I have to top up the oil. At the moment, I've got like a plastic tub sitting right underneath to collect any drippage while it's sitting idle. I'm gonna lose a fair amount of oil while it's driven, so I'm trying not to drive it unless I absolutely have to. But Sunday is the only time I can get to my mate's, so I can use his jack to get under the car, and then drain all the oil out, take the fucking thing off. I had to buy a new filter just to get the O-ring. So annoying, but you know you can't buy it separately. And thank you for the hydrates. So I've wasted a lot of money on oil and a new filter when I didn't have to, all because of one little fucking component fucking up. Yeah, I am exactly. Anyways, so yeah, my car is a leaky gal. But no, apart from that, everything's good. Tomorrow I've got a nice early shift. That's my second rest day work shift of the week, and then Sunday I'm off. And then Monday, Tuesday, Friday and Saturday I'm doing early shifts, like crack of morning. Like I've got to be in for 6 o'clock in the morning shifts. But I've got Christmas Day and I've got Boxing Day off. So I might be able to do a live stream on Monday. I might be able to do one on Friday as well. Ian, how you doing? You just received yours. Nice. What movie are you watching? We saw Moana 2, which was actually good fun. For a sequel, it was actually pretty decent, because normally the sequels are a bit pants. But enjoy your movie, dude. I really wanted to go see the Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim one as well, because that looks great. But yeah, had to. It was either Moana 2 or Wicked. So I think I made the right choice there. Boy, Captain, how you doing? I hope you're well, man. There we go. Warframe are giving away STL of their characters, and there's a link on Ninjon's YouTube. Wow, that sounds really cool, actually. If anyone wants that stuff printed, I do have a printer. I'll charge you a very fair price to take the time and use the materials to print it, including postage. So yeah, just DM me on Discord, Instagram, wherever. Did you get the letter about the extra figure? Well, we're gonna have a look in a moment. Subservience, I think it's called. Ah, okay, not bad, not bad. Ciao for now, dude. Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you. I mean, it like a whole bunch of them are crud, but eventually we get it right. Okay, so tonight we are going to be having a look at issues 15 to 18 of the Combat Patrol magazine. I only got it yesterday, so I haven't looked through it, so I'm exploring it with you lot. We also got the first premium kit as well, so that's exciting. And also there's a little letter in there about an additional, I mean, you always get an additional stuff, don't you? You haven't built most of... Really? Dude, come on, man. Chief Librarian Firegrow, or whatever his name is. Ah, yeah, Tigurius. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then afterwards we're going to do our community corner. So if you want to show off what you've been working on, whether that's work in progress, hobby hoards, completed works of art, hop over to the Discord, find the community corner channel, slam it in there, and we'll show it off for the whole world to see later on. But bloody hell, this is by far the chunkiest premium box I have ever seen with any of these part works. So we'll keep that for last, shall we? Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons and the follow buttons if you're on Twitch. Ah, dude. I am a premium box. Dude, I can't hydrate anymore. I ran out of drink. So. Camera works. Brother. Alright. Should we get the letters out of the way first? You don't want my invoice. Well, thank you so much. So, here it is. This is a little update. Get you exclusive Chief Librarian Tigurius character pack now. Cool. Still a saving, right? Can't show anything. I'm watching it work. Ah, no worries, dude. No worries. You can. Well, you know what? The great thing about the Discord is you can pop it on there whenever, and every week we'll show it off anyway. So. It says this special issue of Combat Patrol is the first in a series that will give you some of the 41st Millennium's greatest champions. In this issue, you'll find Varro Tigurius, one of the most powerful space cycles to ever live. Cool. So you get a plastic sprue, and then you get a book about the dude. That's alright, isn't it? It's a nice little saving. Of course, there is an opt-out as well, so you're instantly signed up to it, and it says it'll be out automatically in your next dispatch. So if you don't want it, you're gonna have to contact them now at hatchetparkworks.com/contact, and of course give them your subscribe code and all that, and just say you don't want it, and to opt out from those ones. Though I think if you opt out from one additional thing, you'll opt out from all of them. So you'll have to contact them and say, actually, I do want this, but I don't want that sort of thing. But anyways, that's that. Now, we have got issue 18, 17, 16, and 15. Wow, I can count backwards. Hey! So, let us start numerically, shall we? Bye-bye. So, what have we got here? we've got this horrible monster thing. It's huge. So, what is it called? I can't remember what it's called. It's a sarcophage, or sarcophage, however you want to say it. It's a really nice model, and in so little pieces as well, which is great. It just means it's less complicated to put together. So, that's cool. I don't see any visible, like real visible problems with this. Actually, you know what? This smoker's got some funky little detail on it, like very rough, bumpy sort of grittiness to it. Nice. Okay. Of course, the base as well. Very nice. Very nice. And what have we got here? Oh, we've got some interesting cards. What's this? Combat Patrol Turn Breakdown. So it's like a little cheat sheet sort of thing. Hang on. There's multiple pages here. There we go. So I'm guessing this is going to be like your cover. Yeah, so to put down on the table. So until you actually have any terrain yourself, if you haven't already collected partworks before and gathered terrain, then you can use this in lieu. And then what have we got here? We've got some data cards. Yeah, look, we've got some data cards. Nice. So we've got the sarcophage, we've got the parasite of Mortrex, which we'll be getting in the next delivery, along with the chaplain on bike as well. So these two will be the last of the Tyranids and the Space Marines, respectively, in the collection. So there you go. That's cool. And that's shitty. What's this? Wait for a moment, sign up. Okay, so you've got what they're called. You got objectives here that you can use for your armies, Tyranids and Space Marines respectively. And they got on the back as well. And then for this is going to be your command actions, essentially. So it'll tell you how many command points it costs and what it actually does, which comes in handy when you want to, do some funky stuff and outmaneuver your opponent whenever you can. Moving on to the issue, we have got the build section, which is very simple, nice and easy. And then, of course, the paint bit. So it's just going to be whatever paints you got so far. So it would look like that, unless you just want to go ahead and paint it up yourself. And then we've got a little bit on this called Soul Feeder. So Colchus probed the ruined starship with his mind, like a warrior feeling the edges of a grievous wound. Wielding the warp required caution and training at the best of times, but here, in the den of the Witch Eater, it was far from the best of times. Colchus was used to the whisperings of demons. When he had been but an initiate, he had been warned to guard his mind against any intrusions, and of the tricks of the creatures that dwelled beyond the veil. But this was worse, somehow. The thing scraping at his mind was not some cunning warp predator that spoke with the voice of a human. It was utterly alien and incomprehensible, a maddening static that made concentrating almost impossible. Only one emotion seemed to register: hunger. Colchus placed a finger to his temple and telepathically broadcasted a message directly into the minds of his squad mates. It's close. The Terminators did not acknowledge them with words. They were space marines, and there was no need for such mortal formality. Instead, they assented with the click of weapons being made ready and the hum of power packs being pushed to the operational limit for maximum speed and responsiveness. None of these battle brothers would ever fully trust Colchis. Even a psyker as well trained as he was still considered a potential danger. If he lost control of his supernatural abilities, none would hesitate to slay him. He did not grudge them this. Death was a far better fate than possession. Holy shit. That's crazy. Anyway, so this nice little story. I won't read it all because, of course, that just spoils the fun of it. Foxhole, how's it going? What was that? Yeah, guard your behind in case the tyrannid your butt. What? I think you're trying to be disgusting, and I'm just disappointed more than anything. So the psychophage. They're feeder organisms designed to digest matter for the Tyrannid swarm. Even as battle rages, they ravenously consume all in their path. They are particularly adept at devouring psychers, and they convert their essence into soul-searing ash, hence the plumes on the top, which can be used later as a horrifically effective weapon. Hey. I do indeed. I do indeed. Ideally, I'd be the one probing. Yes, I have been enjoying your shorts. That I think it's a little bit cold, and you should put jeans or like jogging bottoms on instead. Just because I'm worried that you're going to catch a cold, you know. Yeah, your YouTube shorts are being fine, man. Go check out Foxhole Games, by the way. Just starting up. Data sheet. Of course, we've got your data sheet here. So, Psychoclastic Torrent. Nice. Nice mix of a psycho attack and the pyroclastic element of a volcanic eruption. That's a cool name. And then the melee weapons, of course, it's just talons and betentacled maw. Alright. It's also got this ability called Feeding Frenzy. Each time this model makes a melee attack that targets a unit that is below its starting strength, add 1 to the hit roll. If that target is also below half strength, add 1 to the wound roll as well. So it kind of just like it gains momentum there, really. It's quite cool. Moving on, we have got cover and terrain. So rules on how that works. So basically, each time a shooting attack hits a model that has the benefit of cover, you can add 1 to the save roll for that attack. Just your regular save rolls, not your invulnerable rolls. Models with a save characteristic of 3+ or better, such as Space Marines, cannot have the benefit of cover against attacks with an armor penetration characteristic of 0. However, they do receive the bonus against attacks with an AP of 1 or higher. There you go. And then, of course, it gives you little examples of how to use cover to your benefit, really. And of course, movement over terrain as well. So, like, you have to deduct the distance to go up, across, and down of these like wall structures in order to move across it cleanly. So you have to make sure you got enough distance in your movement to pass it or to land on top. Either way, you end up stopping too short. All right. So, and of course, things that fly, they can just go straight over it. They don't need to touch it. Despite the new modelling craze of having a foot touching a random spar of terrain on a flying miniature. But tell me in the chat, right? What did you prefer? Did you prefer the clear plastic flying stands, or do you prefer the new way that flying miniatures are done, which is either properly landed with both feet on the ground, sort of 1 foot off the ground, or balancing precariously on like a piece of terrain? Like, how do you like? I'm old school. I kind of preferred the clear sticks, to be honest, even though they were a pain for breaking all the time. You got your deployment zone for this one. Battle lines is your scenario 11. See, Space Marines get out their Librarian, they get their Infernus Marines and the Terminators, and then the Tyranids drop out with their Prime, the Leapers, and the Termagants. How to win this mission: you score victory points as follows: 5 for controlling 1 objective, 5 for controlling 2 objectives, and 5 for controlling more objectives than your opponent. So there you go. That's how it works every turn. You could add that up. And then you got your 3 objectives. There you go. Some of the new ones are okay, but some are shit. The new rock sucks, the new jump stand suck, the old flight stands are pretty good. They're alright. They were alright. I think they work better because they slotted into the miniature somehow, whereas the newer flight stands, they were like a cup shape like that, and you had to find that rounded part of the miniature to sit it on. And a lot of the time it just did not stay on like that, did it? So, and then of course, like, it runs through the scenario of how they doing it. Of course, you use your terrain cards here so that you can battle it out, and you just act as if it's there for reals. And then of course you got your little victory speeches as well. Ooh, I'll go into those. It helps speed this up, and then it tells you what you get going forward, but it doesn't matter because we are going to have a look at that anyway. So that goes in there, and that goes in there, and so does that. Wash, wash, wash. Still got these Terminators to put together. Never got back to the hobby table after Wednesday's show. So what do you think of issue 15? Let me know in the chat. Why is every Howling Banshee leaping off a rock? That's true. Alright, we have got 2 new Citadel paints in issue 16. We've got Mephiston Red, which I've got loads of, and I can never have enough because it's just a banging paint. It never fails. It's one of the better ones from the Citadel range. I always say every paint range has got their strengths and weaknesses. And then we've got Squig Orange, which is this layer paint. I've never used Squig Orange before, but it is a weird sort of pinky orange. It's interesting. So, it'd be fun to give that a go. Right, let's have a look inside. So what do we have here? How to paint Mephiston Red and Squig Orange. Oh, what a shock, eh? So, let's get this spread out a bit more. There we go. That's a bit better. Right, so it will show you where to paint everything. Of course, thin, multiple layers is always best for smooth texture. All the areas you'd like to do it. The sergeant helmets as well. The eye lenses on those that aren't painted as sergeants. The little beacon. Lens lights. Did your post turn up yet, Monkey? What post? And that's how they look like at this stage. And of course, using your squig orange on the Tyranids. And that's where you should get to at that stage. Nice. Well, when did you send it? Because I haven't got it. Anyways, Tuesday. Did you send it second class? If so, I'll probably get it tomorrow. You know what the post is like from the Isle of Man? They just like they either wait until the tide is right and throw it on a raft and let it get pushed by the tide to shore, or they throw it in the air mid-storm and let the wind carry it to the mainland. Tracked, so you should know if it was delivered or not. Watch Secret Level on Amazon. Cracking good anthology show with 40k episodes. Yes, I watched that. I watched all of it. Oh, it was amazing. The quality of the special effects and stuff, like top tier shiz. And I really did like the 40k one. I actually watched it a couple of times because you watch it the first time and you think, wow. But then you watch it again, you get to digest it a bit more, and you get to see the subtleties in the story more. There's a lot of unwritten conversation. I mean, unwritten conversation, unspoken conversation there, you know. But that's how Space Marines operate. Very little speak when they're in operation mode. They don't need to speak to each other. They just do. So the Unreal Tournament one was banging as well. Oh, and when the battlefield actually started taking the shape of the original battlefields as well, I was like, let's go. You've been busy working. Oh, I'm sorry. You're the one that asked me, you prick. Alright, so Ultramarines, everyone's favourite chapter. The Ultramarines are paragons of war. Each is not just a physically mighty warrior, but a scholar of tactics and strategy, capable of formulating a plan from any scenario. Every bolt, shell, and pummeling fist is placed with strategic precision. Hoorah! Jace, let's go! If it's at your house, you'd be able to say, well, yeah, but it's not, so... Okay. Jace the face is Jace. Jace the face is Jace. Face is Jace, and is face Jace. Is Jace face? Nobody knows, cause it's Jace the face is Jace the face. Face the Jace, his face is Jace. There you go. Someone clip it and play it as his jingle. How you doing, man? I hope you're well. Long time. Welcome to the Hobby Corner Raiders. I hope you're well. We are currently in our second of 4 issues. I'm going to look through the latest Combat Patrol delivery. Issue 15 was cool. We got a Sarcophage. And this one we get 2 paints. One of which I've never used before in my life. Squig Orange. So I'm going to have fun with that at some point. Knackered but well. I'm glad you're doing well, man. I'm glad you're doing well. Robute Gilliman, the Slayer of Space Elves, if you know what I mean. Glory and despair. Recent years have seen the Ultramarines face their greatest trials yet. But there is hope. For millennia, the Primarch Robute Gilliman, the godlike leader of the Ultramarines, lay mortally wounded on the crag. Now he has returned to lead his sons, Gilliman's incredible intellect was tested to its limit when the 500 wells were invaded by a horde of Death Guard, traitorous space marines who have thrown their lot in with the Chaos God, Nurgle. Gilliman has used this opportunity to update the Codex Astartes and devise new strategies to cope with the rising horrors in the 41st millennium. But even as they drive the Plague Marines from their homeworlds, Gilliman and the Ultramarines are faced with protecting not just their own holdings, but the entire Imperium. As Gilliman battles with both Xenos threats and political rivals, the Ultramarines race across the Imperium to battle the Tyranids. Woo! 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 Let's go. So there is more than a mini in the... Yeah, I mean, you get tons of content in it. I hope you're well, by the way. Bapakio. I hope I said that right. Writing tired would save you 1 second. I love it. So yeah, hope you well. We got part 4 of another of a story that started, so that's cool. Aaron Yeager, how you doing? Hope you're well. Long time. So yeah, we won't read that because we don't want to spoil the stories. You know, they're good. Right, Leviathan. Hive Fleet Leviathan is the largest hive fleet encountered by the Imperium so far. Having emerged all across the galaxy, Hive Fleet Leviathan has quickly established itself as a terrifying force, notable for the vice-like grip its leader beasts exert on their charges. Very nice. Okay, move on from that, because you know, we don't want to waste too much time. We want to get to Community Corner, which is going to be after this. So if you want to show off the stuff you've been working on, if you finished it, if it's incomplete, whatever, get on our Discord, find the Community Corner tab, post your stuff on there. We'll show it off later. We love to do it every Friday. We'd love to see your stuff as well. Thank you very much, Bill. So, in this little tutorial, playthrough little tutorial, you learn about special abilities, like the Deadly Demise for the Psychophage. So if you roll a 6, you inflict a number of mortal wounds on every unit within 6 inches equal to the number next to Deadly Demise, which for in this case is 1. So every unit within 6 inches takes 1 mortal wound when it dies if you roll 6. It's nice, isn't it? 4:30 tomorrow, dude. Big loves to you. Thank you so much. I don't have a chance. I'll be out in a second, okay? I'll give it a thump. Did you check the stuff inside?
They're wet. Like wet.
Okay.
And you tried putting it on dryer.
Alright.
You had to go on there and go in their clothes.
Alright. I'll have a look in a minute. Chill out, bruh. I'm gonna be in trouble now. White Wolf, how you doing? Long time. We got Feel No Pain, which of course, if you roll 5+, you know, each time you fail a saving roll, you ignore it. So that's cool. Ignores cover, which means you can shoot through cover, which is great for, you know, this setup where we're learning about using cover. You got anti-something, and devastating wounds. Devastating wounds is usually when you roll a 6 on wounding something, you then get an additional wound. So if you rolled 4 dice and 2 of them were 6s, then you'd have another 2 dice on top, totally in 6 wounds, if all 4 of them wounded days. shared keywords and stuff like that. Shared keywords help you with special rules where they'll say only units with this keyword get this or whatever. And then we got a Psyker Killer, not Psyker Killer, Psyker Eater playthrough scenario here. We've got 4 objectives to take. So of course, whoever gets the most objective points wins. Interesting that the cover has been put to the side as well, and it's very open in the middle. And then they do a little read through of how they played the scenario, so you can play it like that, or you can play it how you want. There we go. Focus. Do like the little action arrows and stuff like that. Sadly, CP isn't available here. Not just yet, but we do have, from issue 15, we do have CP cards. So, you know, it's all right on the night. So that is issue 16. Let me know what you think of that one. Whoosh. We're going to do issue 17 in just a moment. I'm going to quickly grab a glass of water because I'm spitting feathers. What I'm going to do is put Intro Fighters on for a moment so you lot can have a laugh while that's going off. And click start. And I just need to give the washing machine a thump. Okay, so back in literally a minute. Please don't go anywhere. Big loves to you. Thank you. And I'm back. Is there a way to see the top scoring players? Maybe. It's going to be Waylander. Nah, it just tells you now and then. Whoops. Whoopsie. He does like being on top, that's true. Oh, come on. Yeah, fix. Anyways, shall we get back to the show? And hello again. By the way, if you get enough watch points, then you can request it to play in the foreground whilst the show is running. Okay, so we have got issue 17 and the first half of our Termagant and Rippers. Of course, you get 2 lots of these so that you end up with 20 in total. But to be fair, Tyranids are supposed to be a horde army, so it only makes sense that you have so many. I love this classic artwork though, very Blanchitsu there. It's just, you know, the scratchy sort of high bits of detail, and then like the messy painting, and then the bright contrast and stuff like that. I love it. So for an issue, yeah, it's $9.99. Now, some, as a caveat, some issues individually will seem like a loss, and other issues will seem like a huge saving. When you do the whole collection and you put it all together, you're saving a substantial amount more than the Combat Patrol boxes themselves, which are already priced at a discount to if those units were bought separately. So, you know, it in the long run, you actually save a lot of money. You get all the paints and brushes you need, and all the miniatures you want to play with, plus the rules and the content. So it costs more without the magazine. They cost more without. This is only one half. Like, basically 10 Termagants here cost you 20 quid. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, it works out in the end, but it only works out if you get in the collection. If you're not, then, and you're just nitpicking issues here and there, it all depends on the issues you buy. So we got those. Fun to build. I love it. Not annoying at all. Haven't even sprayed the ones that we did previously, so bye. So let's have a look inside this issue. It ain't easy, but it ain't no lie. Bye. I got the first episode and the second just for what? Just for what? So are they push fit in this magazine? Well, these ones are, because of course these are from the starter set. So the miniatures that are from the starter set that are push fit, they will be push fit. The large majority of the miniatures in the collection are not. Low price of good models, yeah. But you get World Eaters, you get Undivided Chaos, Space Marines, you get generic Space Marines, Gene Stealer Cults, Dark Eldari, sorry, Drukhari, sorry. You got the Eldari, you got Orcs, what else was there? There was 9 factions. You get the Leagues of Votann, and then Tyranids. So, and if you pay the extra £2 an issue, then every 20 issues you'll get a premium kit, which will add like an elite unit to one. Well, it actually adds 2 elite units, one for each of the factions that you would have collected within those 20 issues. So we'll get to that in a minute, actually. But I believe the Tyranid one and the Space Marine one is the Dreadnought and a Hive Tyrant. Which is pretty cool. Anyways, so yeah, there's your build bit. You know, blah blah blah. We know how to build those already. Life in the Imperium. How dreary is that? Well, let's find out. Life in the Imperium is a miserable ordeal. Oh, there we go. That's the end of that chapter. From the lowest dregs worked to death in backbreaking labour to nobles and lords caught in endless intrigues, none can escape the Imperium's cruelty. So there you go. Sounds like life in Britain. Exactly. There we go. Someone gets it. So the Imperium is built on fear and brutality. Its purpose is to produce soldiers and weapons, and it is so riven with inefficiency and dysfunction that there is no way for its citizens to do anything else. For most Imperial subjects, life is a cycle of endless toil. They are surveilled constantly, with any lapse in faith or reduction in work met with harsh punishment. Enough said. Exactly. They are rendered fearful, suspicious, and full of hatred by the invective of priests and blaring propaganda. Watch Luton 09, Worst Jobs in the Empire video series. Very good. Luton is great. One of the top tier lore masters out there. If I remember old lore, there is a planet that is one of the worst planets to live on, and it's called Birmingham. Yeah. Yeah. So, fun about that. What was it? I think it goes on about just how crappy it is to be one of untold billions. Faith is a thing, so you know you're buggered if you're not faithful enough. The high echelons run everything, but the deceitful, nasty people who are backstabbing each other all the time. You've got different inquisitors going around trying to fish everything out, but at the same time they're at each other as well. You got gang clans in the hive cities, which is great fodder for recruitment. Endless war, just horrible place to be. And if you're in the Imperial Guard, you spend half your life pretty much training. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. You spend half your life training and getting. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by. You have a good night and a good Christmas if we don't see you. What was it? Yeah, I think that there's a novel called 15 Hours, and essentially you spend half your life training and traveling, spacefaring your way all the way to the destination of this war, right? Training on the ships on the way there, so that by the time you get there, you're ready to go. and then your life expectancy in the Imperial Guard is 15 hours. Brutal, right? And basically, commissars are just there by like sheer luck that they survived a combat, or because they're from a wealthy family, and they will not hesitate to shoot you on the spot just because you blinked wrong. Lies, isn't it? Death in the Imperium. Death is not the end in the Imperium. Only when they... You know what? I'm going to carry on with that voice. I slipped into it by accident, but I'm going to carry on with it because it's absolutely cringe. Death is not the end in the Imperium. Only when the very last use has been squeezed from a subject's remains does service end. That's what I said to the wife. Oh my days. Alright. The Imperium has a morbid and macabre culture. From the Space Marines to the lowliest workers, all are obsessed with death and sacrifice. When a subject of the Imperium dies, the remains are put to use. The bones of soldiers may be cleaned and blessed, and placed in shrines deep within the Imperium sanctums, or on the front lines in order to inspire a new generation of troops. Meanwhile, the corpses of exhausted workers are often recycled and processed into corpse starch, a grisly foodstuff used to feed the hungry, teeming masses of the hive worlds. Thus does the grim cycle of life and death in the Imperium continue. Sounded a little pervy. Excellent. That's exactly what I was going for. Survey skulls are simple constructs used to aid warriors and administrators alike. They are fitted with a range of attachments from tool arms to guns. To have one's remains turned into a servo skull is a great honour reserved for particularly faithful servants, such as a Space Marine chapter's serf. How lovely. With technology in decline and artificial intelligence forbidden by the Adeptus Mechanicus, biological components are vital to the operation of many machines in the Imperium. Missiles may be guided by the mummified corpses of once loyal warriors, the last vestiges of their consciousness guiding deadly projectiles to their targets. Wow. For criminals, dissenters, and heretics awaits the living death of becoming a servitor. Those who befall this fate are lobotomized and fitted with cybernetic limbs. They remain conscious, but incapable of emotional disobedience. They are capable of only simple manual tasks and perform the very worst labors required by the Imperium. Meanwhile, the Imperium's most powerful inhabitants often achieve a kind of immortality, kept alive by rejuvenate treatments and cybernetic implants. Often, the highest ranking individuals resemble the servitors that follow them more than any conventional humans. Very true indeed. But you know, just as one part of your body fails and starts to rot away, you just replace it with a machine. Why not? First founding chapters. Ooh, look, not Ultramarines here. Let's go. There are hundreds of Space Marine chapters, but all of them can trace their lineage to the original legions. From the Ultramarines to the Dark Angels, these first founding chapters are legendary. So basically it just says that the first founding chapters were founded from the gene seed of the original legions, which got split up after the Great Horus Heresy, as a means to sort of split the power of the Space Marine legions into smaller forces that are more manageable. So if one chapter goes rogue, then you can call on half a dozen other Space Marine legions to take them out, rather than having, and that's like 1,000 troops done, rather than having to deal with tens of thousands or potentially hundreds. So heresy is an awful surname. It is indeed, isn't it? So yeah, and basically each of the legions formed their own founding chapters. So the Dark Angel Legion had the Dark Angel chapter, but they also split off into other ones, and it was usually headed by a captain who was already in charge of a large part of the Legion, and it was like, hey, this is your chapter now. Here's a homeworld for you to defend. This is the sector you look after. Here's all the resources you need. Just look after the gene seed so you can keep making more soldiers, and if not, well, you're fucked. Could be worse, could be Trump. I mean, it is an unfortunate name, isn't it? Unless you like the card game, in which case, you know. So, here are the Loyalist chapters, the founding chapters named after the Loyalist legions. So we've got the Dark Angels, the White Scars, Space Wolves, Imperial Fist, Blood Angels, Iron Hands, Ultramarines, Salamanders, and Raven Guard, or medieval Genghis Khan, Viking, sort of Greco-Roman, vampirish. Got a hard on for replacing their body parts with I don't know, like metal bits, just, you know. Goody Two Shoes and Greco-Roman again. Pyromaniacs, and you know, Shadow Lurkers. They just like literally sit in the shadow and go, can't see me. The John Cenas, basically. A whole army of John Cenas that are superhuman. Can you imagine? And then of course we've got Hive Fleet adaptations. Look at that. Burbs, exactly. That'd be insane. It would be, wouldn't it? Just imagine like 100 of them in a strike force just drop down, and they all come out of the drop pods and they're just blaring that tune, and they're all just doing this. You can't see us. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang. Anyway, hopefully adaptation. Are as varied as they are deadly. Each tendril of a Hive Fleet boasts specialized adaptations. It seems as if the galaxy is naught but a vast proving ground for the Tyranids to test their might and create deadlier and deadlier war organisms. And his name is John Cena. Alright, so we've got Hive Fleet Leviathan, which is the most notorious of the Hive Fleets. It has displayed countless adaptations in its battles against the Imperium. It has learned much about its prey, and it seeks to always exploit their weaknesses. One consistent feature of the Hive Fleet Leviathan's invasions is the strength of its synaptic network. Lesser Tyranid organisms have been observed fighting long after they should be dead, as if their ragged, bullet-holed corpses are mere puppets in the hands of synapse organisms. Lovely. Even librarians struggle with the sheer psychic force projected by the synapse creatures. Nice. And then Hive Fleet Behemoth is widely believed to be the first of the Hive Fleets to arrive in the galaxy, and it has plagued the Imperium for many years. Its tactics are simple, brutal, and incredibly effective. Its forces are designed to bludgeon the enemy into submission through sheer weight of numbers. Wave after wave of clawing, swift-moving horrors exhaust the planet's defenders before Behemoth dispatches monstrous siege bioforms to finish them off. Even killing the forces of Behemoth is risky. Any slain war organisms collapse into thrashing death spasms. Oh, brother. I gotta have my headphones on so I can hear when they play. There we go. We got Hydra. Oh, Hydra. The bioforms are capable of reproducing at terrifying speed. A small force from its hive fleet, given a little biomass, can quickly self-replicate into a vast and overwhelming swarm. We've got Kronos, which appears to have been spawned to combat demons, psychers, and other unusual prey. Very cool. We got Hive Fleet Kraken here, which is cunning, even by the standards of Tyranid Hive Fleets, and the swarms endlessly probe at their prey like the talons of a large claw. Ooh. Gorgon Ware. You're right, Stork. How you doing? And Jormungandr. Jormungandr. I don't know. Jormungandr. Jormungandr. Whatever the fuck it is. It's yellow and black and it's nasty. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, you know what it is. So they strike from below. When invading a planet, its forces will burrow deep underground, creating vast networks of tunnels from which burrowing war organisms can launch unexpected attacks to bring fortifications crashing down. That is cool. That is cool indeed. Alright, then we've got something about Tools of War. It's a story. So I won't read the story because I don't want to spoil the stories. Your weapon, give it to me. No, I will need more weapons. Follow me. There we go. Cool. Give his kids Norse names. Doesn't know the name of the world serpent. I know it, I just can't say it. Jormungandr. Named after mythical world serpent from Norse mythos. Yeah, I thank you. Thank you. I know that. It's just reading it is more difficult than remembering it phonetically. Also, just saying it straight. I dare all of you, right? If we ever meet again, the first word you say is Jormungandr. Right? And I still fucked it up. I don't care. I don't care how it's pronounced. I'll pronounce it how I want because I'm English, motherfucker. It wouldn't change the fact that I'll still trip up on the last half of the word. Jormungandr. I still fuck it up. So, apologies to, my Norwegian, Icelandic, and Swedish cousins out there. But, And what is with this obsession throughout multiple languages to have a J, but pronounce it like a H or a Y? It just annoys me. Anyways, like no one laughs like ja 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 ja. Who laughs like that? Yes, I know it's pronounced ha, but it still looks silly. Cancelled all over Scandinavia. Ha ha bings. Exactly. Gotcha, bitch. Alright, so command points and stratagems. There we go. I believe someone was asking about that before. Well, looky here. You get to cut these out as well if you want. So it goes over what they are, how you use them, and all that stuff. Basically, you generate command points. Don't start under Hive. How dare you? You start every turn with an extra command point. Some special units allow you to generate more than one, and then you can spend them how you want on stratagems. These things here, and they tell you how many command points they cost and what they do. And that's just a nice little way to throw in some extra tactical jargon, essentially. Someone actually was talking about CP as in the magazine Partworks wasn't available where they were. Ah! Combat Patrol. I get you. Never mind. Well, you know what? I read it the other way. I still answered the question. You'd have seen the clearing up if you hadn't had to go boshed or... Oh, right. Fair enough. That sounds a bit... That's... Dude, if that wasn't a euphemism, I don't know what is. Yeah, I had to go bosh the washer. That's like that's like that joke. Would you call would you what do you call coming into the wife loading the dishwasher? Hello, yeah, I like to see him try. Okay, can we just say it's bullshit if someone gets arrested because someone's feelings got hurt or they felt offended by a fucking social media post, right? Just go out and touch grass, motherfucker. You know what I mean? More serious crimes that need dealing with. Anyways, let's move on from that crap. Command reroll. There you go. You can spend 1 CP to reroll a failed roll once per turn. You can also do the same for a charge reroll as well. So it's pretty handy. You don't have to use them for stratagems. You can use them just for simple things like this. And it just means that your characters have a bit more pull in the game. They're not just something that does a bit more damage in combat. My Fusion 360 got DC. Oh, really? Last save was a while ago. Not like this. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. Hope you get it sorted, dude. That's where they're going wrong. They are really touching the grass and not with the thing. Disgusting. Disgusting. Anyway, Bring It Down is scenario 13. Of course, it is an objective set game, but you have the full might of your Space Marines so far, plus the full might of the Tyranids so far. And you start with the Librarian and the Psychophage, or Psychophage, however you want to pronounce it. In the center, duking it out. So what I would do is instantly pull the Librarian back and then throw your psychic attacks at it, and then move your troops in and shoot the heck out of it. That's what I would do. What do they do on the Space Marine turn? Exactly that! Move them out the way! Yeah. Get the Terminators stuck in. Perfect. And there you go. That's the end of that scenario. And then, look at this. the Eldari and the Chaos Space Marines are going to be your two warring factions over the next 20 issues. Or thereabouts. Thereabouts. And you get a new battle mat as well. Hooray! So, fight bigger battles on bigger battlefields with a brand new battle mat coming in, issue 21. And it's compatible with your Battlefield Essentials cards. Cool. Very cool, very cool. So what do you think of that issue? That was a much more lore-heavy issue, which I like. I like reading lore and stories and stuff like that. It makes good toilet reading, you know? So, in here we have got the last bit of the Termagants and all the bases for the Swarm and bloody annoying things. Push! Bye! And this is our last issue before we open up the premium set and then go over to Community Corner. So, did I bring water in? Oh, son of a gun. Alright, no, I didn't bring water. I brought Cherry Max. Let's go. Alright. Thank you very much for the hydrate. I knew you were going to do it, and I did it. So, what have we got in this episode? This issue. So you're painting up the Termagants, now that you got all of them. And they'll look something like that. And you can go back to your previous ones as well, and fill in some details if you missed those, but I mean, I think in the previous issue it told you to do it anyway. So is that a old combat patrol? Chilled Enderman, how are ya? No, it's not an old one. It's the newest one, issue 18. Ta-da! Hope you're well. How you doing? What you up to? Right, Hive Worlds. You know what? This artwork is amazing because it shows you the scale of the Hive Worlds just peeking up into the upper atmosphere above the clouds. The vast majority of the Imperium's population lives on Hive Worlds, hellish wastelands that are home to huge hive cities that house billions of workers. Countless trillions have been born, lived, and died knowing no sky but the rusted grating of the hive city above them. And there's a little blurb: the misery of the masses is preferable to the bliss of the individual. How cool is that? Wait, Nid's 2 books. Yeah, they spread it out a bit, but it's because they want to make their money, don't they? So you actually get 20 Termagants in total by issue 18. Which, I mean, some people aren't happy, some people are happy about that. But when you're collecting the whole collection all together, that's when the savings. Oh, well, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Sweet, we got 2 new followers tonight. Let's go! Alright, so, hives. Oh, there's a grammatic mistake there. Hives are towering pillars that house billions of individuals. Within each lie vast maze-like cities. At a hive's highest spires, the nobility dwell in enclosed palaces and sealed boulevards. As one descends down the hive, quarters become more cramped. Within the lower industrial districts, workers are crammed into tiny habs and must navigate winding corridors on their way to work. Every hive city is a place of danger. Often the industrial runoff from each has turned the world outside into a toxic wasteland. These dangers are found within too. Hive cities are often millennia old and home to lost vaults, abandoned sectors, mutated creatures, and more. Ooh, very nice. We got gang warfare, of course. The lower reaches of hive cities are often home to criminal gangs. These sprawling enterprises are large enough to rival nations. Clan gangs frequently control entire industrial sectors as their overlords organize their enterprises in the spires of the hive above. There we go. And cities of a million spires. It's literally just a spire, and then like another spire will be slapped on it, and another one on that, another one on that, all pointing up in different directions. So it's surprising that the things don't topple on top more often, to be fair. Oh no, that's stuck. Never mind. Then we got another kind of world. We got Death Worlds. We like Death Worlds, they're fun. Some worlds in the Imperium are deadlier than any other, whether as a result of natural disaster, war, or alien invasion. These planets are known as Death Worlds. No natural wealth comes from these planets. Instead, they are the hardy survivors that dwell on their surface are the most valuable resource. Master Mouse, Phil, how are ya? Kev crashes around me. Lovely. Beautiful, beautiful Master Mouse. Thank you so much. So basically, Death Worlds are like the worst kind of environments you could possibly be in, where you shouldn't be able to survive. But if you can, it makes you a tough mofo, like the Catachans, no less. And famously, a lot of Space Marine chapters get their recruits from Death Worlds too. We got Baal, the home planets of the Blood Angels. The red deserts of Baal are racked by radiation. Viral and nuclear weapons have scoured the planet, leaving only scattered ruins, clans of scavengers, and the chapter fortress of the Blood Angels Space Marines. For the nomadic clans of Baal, the only hope of leaving their world is to join the Blood Angels. Every year, countless aspirants brave the desert to attempt the Blood Angels trial. Those who succeed will be turned from mutant wretches into demigods of war. You're doing some painting, let's go! Don't forget to post in Community Corner. Once we've done this issue and we do the premium set, we're going to do Community Corner. So we're really planning through these issues as well. It was truly one in the Kevilian. Oh god, that's disgusting. And of course we've got Fenris, the homeworld of the Space Wolves. Fenris is a world of brutal extremes. Freezing mountains and smog-belching volcanoes rise above the world sea. A colossal ocean that is home to endless danger. Those few humans that live on Fenris must rely on the ocean for survival, hunting the huge sea monsters that live there for food. Tectonic shifts make long-term settlement impossible, but it is here that the Space Wolves have made their home. For them, the interclan warfare and daily struggle for survival is a fine source of new Space Wolf aspirants. Stop doing the jazz, man. Get out. We got more about successor chapters. The first founding chapters are the progenitors of countless successor chapters, new forces of Space Marines created from the gene seed of their predecessors and rooted in the traditions of their forebearers. Black Templars are gnarly as hell. Creating a new chapter of Space Marines is no small feat. Each successor chapter is forged from the precious gene seed harvested from their parent chapters. Some successor chapters act as mirrors to their progenitors. Get the word out. The successors of the Ultramarines, for instance, are often thoughtful tacticians who venerate the Codex Astartes. Other successor chapters have their own interpretations of the doctrine, such as the Flesh Terrors, who embrace the bloodlust that other Blood Angel successors reject. Many successor chapters have unique cultures totally distinct from their forebears. For some, this is the result of centuries of adaptation to unique homeworlds, such as the Dark Krakens, who dwell among the storm-racked oceans of the planet Nactis. Others bear the marks of gene modification, the results of tech priests attempting to improve on the Emperor's original work. And here's a bunch. The unnamed are aware of their primogenitor's dark secrets and have chosen not to take a chapter name out of shame. Wow. But they got a feather as a thing, so... Oh well, you just called yourselves the unnamed. That's still a name. You got Dark Hunters. They look cool. They like to hunt huge war machines and as if they were prey beasts. Nice. The Wolf Spear are a rare example of a Space Wolf successor chapter. They have inherited their forebears' honor culture and their animal savagery. You bastard. I'm trying to get this show done quickly so I can go to bed. Okay. Let me just see what it is. Is that what it is? What it is? What it is? Just sing the book. I mean, I don't think it'll let me get away with that. While it's loading on my screen, because it's being real slow at loading right now. Oh no. Oh no. You can thank Bill for that one. Thank you so much, Bill, for whamming us all. Yeah, everyone is out of Whamageddon. Yeah, just like that. Now you don't have to stress about it. Right, Black Templars. And now for something else. Black Templars venerate the Emperor with unmatched zeal. Their crusade fleets stalk the stars, always hunting for mutants, aliens, and heretics to cleanse. They are Imperial Fist successor, actually, and they are naughty. Did you miss anything? Don't pretend you didn't get whammed. Flesh Terrors. The Flesh Terrors welcome the bloodthirst that plagues the Blood Angels and their successors, falling on their foes in a berserk rage that is horrifying to behold. There we go. I'm not singing it again. You can rewind. Sons of Medusa were founded when a great schism racked the Iron Hands. The Sons of Medusa were founded by those who left the original chapter. We've got Silver Templars, who are my faves to collect as Primaris only. Silver Templars are warrior smiths. They are known for honouring their chosen weapons as Space Marines of other chapters honour their battle brothers. You beat your wife and your friends. That is a heinous admission, and I'm sorry, White Wolf, but White Wolf, we're gonna have to find out who and where you live, and dox the heck out of you for that, mate. Ah, why don't you say so then? That could have ended badly for you. Should kick your ass in hand-to-hand combat. Dark Krakens are masters of undersea warfare. They train by hunting colossal sea monsters on the ocean floor of their homeworld Nactis. That's pretty dope. And then we got Raptors. They're ruthless and pragmatic. They eschew the glory seeking of other chapters in favor of practical and efficient battlefield tactics. How cool is that? Nate, how you doing, mate? Oh, when did you do that? Eric, good day, mate. How is it at your end? It must be getting pretty balmy right now, right? I hope you're doing well as well. Good day, mate. So you're having your morning coffee right now, aren't you? So for those who don't know, Nate's Miniatures is also a content creator. He does a lot of 3D prints for alternative sculpts for Warhammer miniatures. He's even done a few reviews on 3D printing too. And he's from Down Under. Down Under. Well, he's not from Down Under, but that's where he resides. So right now he's about to have a wonderful summer Christmas where he literally has a barbecue for his Christmas dinner. Yeah, wanker. You know what you are? Yeah, can't. I'm joking, man. Big loves to you, bud. So, Shadow in the Warp. The mere psychic presence of the hive mind is horrifying to behold. To those sensitive to the warp, the coming of a tyrannid hive fleet is a nightmare. A vast shadow in the warp that stifles out psychic communication and strikes fear into the heart of psychers. It's funny growing up as an Aussie and seeing all these Christmas movies with snow. I had no idea you guys had it in winter. Well, there you go. To be fair, most places don't have snow for Christmas. It's just either cold or raining. It's only really northern areas, like really mountainous areas of Scotland, Norway, Sweden, large swathes of Russia and East Europe, and like northern parts of Canada, and maybe like, you know, going down the east coast of the USA, you know, like where Philadelphia and New York and all that's there, Pennsylvania sort of state, because of the mountains there. They'll get snow. We won't. We'll get probably rain. We normally get rain. Even we here in Sweden barely have snow on Christmas anymore, maybe for a day or two. I mean, typically, because I live 25 miles away from London, right? So I'm sort of on the longitude sort of way. I'm pretty much dead on the same longitude as London, where I live, right? And so, but where I live, it's higher up. So if it's gonna snow near London, we will get it. But it never fucking snows in London for Christmas ever. It's just drizzly. So I always thought Sweden would be covered in snow, but found out you guys don't actually get that much. Yeah, they don't at all. Right. So there you go. It talks about how most of the living creatures within the...
And his name is John C.
There we go. So it it talks about how most creatures in the 41st Millennium Galaxy leave some sort of resonance in a warp, a presence of some sort, and so they can be affected by big events in the warp. And when Hive Fleet rolls in with its big presence in the warp, it can affect even the minutest, psychically connected race of creatures, beings, whatever. So it's a pretty powerful thing. I believe the Tau are one of few races that we know of that are not affected because they're not psychically connected at all. Thank you for that. With the Blue Mountains down far south of Victoria, but that is a resort that costs monies. It'd be cheaper for you to go to New Zealand, right? In like July, August time for you, because that's when you really get the shit. So yeah, pretty cool stuff there. Look at this. As a Tyranid swarm grows closer to a world, psychically sensitive individuals can feel its presence. They may be haunted by strange dreams or find their powers more difficult to use. All are filled with a deep dread, forced to comprehend a fraction of the hive mind's ancient and incomprehensible hunger. The shadow in the warp makes coordinating a defense almost impossible for the Imperium. Communication between planets within the Imperium is not handled by traditional means, which, over the vast distances of space, would be too slow, but through specialized psychic messengers known as astropaths. And of course, they get fucked over. Big time. And ships get lost and all sorts, so it's cool. Well, you have a good one too, man. You keep on keeping on, dude. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for the sub as well. Really appreciate it, dude. Keep being awesome. Yeah, bonza, mate. Alright, data sheet abilities. So it's going to talk you through the abilities on the data sheets and how to use them as well, what they do. All cool stuff, right? All cool stuff. It basically shows how you use them so that when you play your scenario, Monster Hunt, you can use them. And here you're just using the Terminator, Armored, Captain and Librarian, and 5 Infernus Marines. And the Captain's there, the Wing Prime is there, and then unfairly, the Tyranids use pretty much everything but the Psychophage. And then of course, capture objectives to score points. Interesting. And then a little playthrough rundown, which is fun to see. Get a good idea. Look at the way they have to conga line in between there. It means that it slows them down from being able to advance towards. So even though they got greater numbers, tactically you should be okay. It'll buy you an extra turn before they really screw you up. Gene Stealer's new detachment has some cool NID stuff in the fluff text. Oh, sweet. And then your little victory speech, and then a little reminder of all this. And of course, on the back of that, there is the Parasite of Mortrex and the Chaplain on bike, as we discussed earlier. The final 2 miniatures for each of these factions, except what's in the premium set and the Librarian Tigeris, which is a little bonus for the next delivery. Let me know what you think of all of that. You blame Erebus. Yeah, fuck Erebus. That bastard. So, premium box set number 1. I have not opened this yet, so I have no idea what to expect inside. It's quite a chunky box though. So the Brutalis Dreadnought and the Hive Tyrant. Very good. That's a thicker book. That's a much thicker than a normal issue. And look at all the plastic. Woo! This is the full sprue. This isn't like an easy to build or anything like that. This is all the options. So I mean, if you're into magnetizing, go for it. If not, just have a look at. You can do some research, see what works best, or just go with what you think is cool. And then we got the multi-part Brutalis Dreadnought. Oh yeah, not an easy to build. This is the multi-part mother trucker. And of course the respective bases there as well. Oh god, I'm gonna have fun building that. Heck yeah. So, I mean, look at a little Daka gun. It's got a Daka gun. Awesome. That's all I can say for that. Awesome. Awesome. Is it really your chaplain? That's despicable. Right, so let's have a look through this premium Combat Patrol issue. So you got all your build guides, yeah? Of course you have. It's going to show you all the options that you can build it with and how to build them. Then of course the Brutalis Dreadnought, which I love that it's got so many little bits and pieces. You know, I like it. I know a lot of people get annoyed by that, but building is like my jam. That's why I think I would really get on well with Gundam kits, and I've been eyeing them up for like 30 years. I've just never got one. But now it's cool to get one, so I don't know if I should. Hey, look, you can build it so that the frame opens up. Let's hope that actually works, because I tried that with one of the other models of Dreadnought and it did not work. Just didn't, so I just glued it shut. And the reason why you want to keep this loose is so you can pose it on the base a lot easier, and then once you stick it into the base, it's done, right? So it's not about reposability, it's just about the ability to get it posed properly, because if you just glue everything in straight, what's going to happen is you're going to end up with wonky legs or bits not quite fitting, right? So follow these instructions, how they're laid out. Don't put glue where you don't need to, and it should come together nicely. And again, the arms could be rotated and stuff like that. I do like being able to not, to take the arms out, so don't glue them in. Speak the truth, even if your voice shakes. Lorga Aurelian, Primarch of the 17th Excerpt, the first heretic. Yeah, but it was a dingus when he... Ooh, Daddy's a god. Let's praise him. Oh no, Daddy got angry with me and smacked my bum. Well, I better go find someone else who's a god and will give me attention. Oh look, some warp entity. Yay. Dingus. Not a single one of those Primarchs ended up without some sort of daddy issue, right? Anyway, we got our little painting guide here. So it tells you the base coats you'll need, the shades, the highlights. These are all paints that you will gather throughout the whole collection. So you might not be able to paint it now if this is your first collection with your first paints and stuff. But eventually you'll get them all to be able to finish this off. So you could paint it alongside your collection as the paints arrive. And, you know, there'll be issues revisiting previous combat patrols to do touches up here and there and to add bits there so that you can finish them off by the end of the series. So you'll have 9 fully painted factions, which is pretty cool. But if you got the paints, go for it. Why not? You could either just go and buy the paints. It tells you exactly what you need and how to paint everything. So it's a good paint guide. You get a good standard. I mean, look how tidy that edge highlighting is. That's bang tidy, mate. And then some Astra Granite on the base, Nuln Oil, and a Ministratum Grey for the highlight. Easy done. And then the Hive Tyrant, Bosch. And of course, it is made easier if you have got the Wraithbone aerosol spray. And the same with this one if you've got the blue spray as well. Which, by the way, we have got a link to the Colourforge website if you want to order from them directly. Or if you wish to get them at a discount, you can visit one of our affiliate hobby shops. Element Games is one of them. They do good discounts on there, and they've got a great loyalty program too. But no, I like this. It's a very extensive paint guide, so you should end up with something looking like that. I like the little scratchy effect there. And there is what you're sort of aiming for. Yeah, not perfect, but looking pretty bloody good. Right, and then we get a little bit about them. So, what the Brutalis Dreadnought is, which is a huge mechanized walker capable of smashing tanks aside with armored fists, and more than war machines, they are life support systems that allow wounded heroes of the chapter to fight on for centuries within an armored sarcophagus. Brutalis Dreadnoughts are configured for close quarter combat and can easily go toe to toe with the most terrifying monsters deployed to the battle fleet of Tyranids. Wish I had it when I was a kid. I just did one thick layer, no priming. Yeah, it's true. It's true that, like, for example, on the back of the box, like on the back of the boxes, it would say, "Oh, we use these paints," and pointed at something. You'd be like, "Yeah, but how did you get it to look like that? You just told me that you used that paint there, and there's like 3 different shades of color there that you didn't even list." You know, good old days. Oh, there you go. You got your data sheet there as well. And then, of course, we've got the Hive Tyrant as well. And then a horrifying avatar of the Hive Mind's will. The towering horrors wield the psychic might of the Tyranids, carry heavy bioweaponry, and possess incredible tactical skill. A Hive Tyrant will command its forces with predatory instinct, driving them to fight even harder. Should the troops prove insufficient, it will join the battle itself, scything aside enemies as if they were grain and unleashing mind-melting psychic powers. Sick, right? No one says future home of Dante on the back of it. Lol. Never. He's never gonna end up in a because they just keep fixing him up. And there you go, there's the data sheet as well. Really in depth with all the war gear options. The same with that one as well. It's got all the war gear options there, so you can, whatever loadout you end up with, you've got them used there. And then we got a mission briefing. Forsworn Fury. The Ultramarines have encountered a dangerous threat and a valuable opportunity. In accordance with some mysterious synaptic imperative, the Hive Mind has dispatched a Hive Tyrant to command its forces directly. The Space Marines have launched a desperate assault to assassinate the Hive Tyrant, whatever the costs. Woo! There you go. So, just, yeah, literally, just have the big old punch up in the middle of the battlefield. So, the army list here. Space Marine Combat Patrol. The Captain in Terminator Armor, the Librarian, 5 Infernus Marines, 5 Terminators, plus the Brutalis Dreadnought. No chaplain on the bike. So they were definitely betting on this being played before you get those issues. And then, of course, the Combat Patrol for the Tyranids is the Winged Tyranid Prime, 10 Termagants times 2, 3 Von Ryan Leapers, and a Psychophage and the Hive Tyrant. At the end of the game, each player scores additional points as follows. The Tyranids receive 5 victory points for every unit destroyed by the Hive Tyrant, and the Space Marines get 5 points for every unit destroyed by the Brutalis Dreadnought. Okay, so you don't want them to have a punch up in the middle. The primary objective is starting from the second turn. At the end of each player's command phase, the player whose turn it is scores 5 victory points for each objective marker they control, up to a maximum of 15. And you got 5 there. So, yeah. The bog standard. And of course, like, you could just set up the map how you want, really. I would put stuff along there and 2 bits there just to really mess with it. But there you go. It's a good thing, and 20 quid. That's cost you. Is it 20 quid? No, it's not. It's 40 quid. 40 quid for the multi-part kits of the Dreadnought and the Hive Tyrant. How much? Plus, you know, a bit of lore and a paint guide. Let's have a look. See. Just see how much. A Brutalis Dreadnought from Games Workshop is. It's going to be something stupid, right? Does that say 50 quid? Don't be silly. 50 quid. Hive Tyrant. Yeah, it's 50 quid. 50 fucking quid. So it's already paid for itself at a discount. Alright, and then the Hive Tyrant is... No, it is an older kit as well. Why is it? I don't want Japanese yen. You alright? What's up? The time? Yeah, I'm running over a little bit. What are you coughing for? Do you want a Strepsil or something? A lozenge? Stop it. You good?
No, I'm not. Get to bed.
Oh, fuck off. Oh, Mum.
Yeah, Mum.
I'm trying to find the price of something. It's not bloody
Don't
worth.
fucking care if you're trying to get the price of something. Get off the computer.
Oh, it's £40. There you go. So it's 90 quid for 40 quid. There you go. I'll be off in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, Mum.
You're gonna be shattered at work tomorrow.
I'll be fine. I've already planned it so that I'm in bed before 11:30. Fast asleep. Fast asleep. She's been ill, Kevin.
Actually, every week.
She really has been ill. Oh, Void, why? No, I'm wanting to get into fucking community corner, you bastard. You absolute wind up. Seriously. Someone just cashed in on sing mode to drag it out, just to fuck me up.
Nice people.
What is it though? Slade. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, to be fair, it's a good one.
Someone requested Wham earlier.
I mean, a bit of an arse reason, but
Yeah, they
I
Whamageddon.
tried to make sure your uniform's ready, but we don't own
Right.
an iron, so it's literally
I
impossible
swear
to do
we
that.
got an iron Sunday. What happened to it? Did we get
Guess
it
what
to an
you're
end?
getting me for Christmas?
Oh, jokes. That is funny. Really? People would
Do
think
not
that
get
was an
me
in.
an iron for Christmas.
I'll get you an ironing board then.
I'd rather nothing for Christmas than an iron.
I was gonna say. You asked for it.
Well, I need to iron your uniform.
Are you hanging up your stockings on the wall?
Are you trying to wake the kids?
Not at all. Void, for delaying our little bit. Have you ever been to Warhammer World? I think that's what it's called. I have a few times actually. It's nice, and I've been there over like big periods of time, so it's always looked different when I've got there. They changed the layout a bit, they changed the theme a bit, the entrance, they definitely change all the time. And the same with their gallery as well. That gets updated quite frequently as well. So there's always new stuff to see. Are you looking to go yourself? There you go. If I ever go to the UK, I might go there. Oh, definitely. I mean, where do you hail from? Because depending on where you are in the world, I think there are like cafe style places that are like miniature versions of Warhammer World. The US, they got one in Texas, don't they? I think. But I mean, it depends where you are in the US. Yes, I remember, Hannah. Oh, you're in Florida. So it's a hop and a skip for you then. Not far at all. Don't worry, I'll sort it out. What I'm going to do is flatten it, put it under a towel, and then sleep on top of it. And my body heat will iron it out. Yeah, you all heard me say that. It's the trousers. The trousers keep getting wrinkled because the wife keeps using the dryer on them. Terrible business. Anyway, let's go on to Community Corner. And what a fantastic way to end the night of awesomeness, right? With all those issues and quality content. We have got Community Corner, which is our weekly feature where every week we have a look at what you've been working on, whether it's complete works of art, works in progress, hobby hoards, or just things you want to show off. And starting off tonight is Brown Bear Wargaming. He goes, I'll do my best to join, but might struggle. This week we have had our Kill Team tournament. Amazing fun. Of course, he's gone to the cinema with his wife. But look at that. I mean, he started his gaming club not long ago, and it's already doing really well. Like it's got its own he runs tournaments there now, you know. So and basically that all started from him doing a little club at his son's high school for the kids there to have something to do in their spare time. And he was thought, well, why don't I do a local club for us adults as well? Bosh, done it. And it's been growing successfully ever since. So yeah, no, it looks great. And I really wish I could visit one day, but you know, Richmond in Yorkshire, it's a bit of a trek, you know. Next up is Waylanders Wandering, homemade spicy beef pie with roasted veggies. Dude, that looks fantastic. It's just a shame you used the flash because like it sort of bleached the picture a bit. But man, that pastry looks banging. Oh, I bet it was crisp. I bet it was crisp. Tell me how crisp it was. I love how crisp it. And these potatoes look great. Oh, dude. Yesterday I made toad in a hole. Fresh. It was awesome. Like, but I made a bit too much batter. So it rose so much out of the oven dish that some of the sausages almost fell out. But it was fucking delicious. Flaky pastry, I love it. Next up we got White Wolf. Oh yeah, we got some dragon shears here. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, dude. Look at... There's a black hole with the corona on it. Ah, you little so-so. Bit too much toad, not enough hole. Kind of. That's amazing though, right? Oh, we got... What's that? A planet? And then like a cosmic style paint job on the wings. I love it. And you know what? The shadow in the background kind of adds to it too. That greeny flame with the purple scales. That's awesome. That really is awesome. Great work. Look at that. Again with like the cosmic sort of look, but it's all in these sort of like eldritch green. Flexing, right? That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing it. Raven's Rook, very early stages at the moment. Fifth Company Imperial Fists. Hey, with all the boom boom, dugga dugga dugga, brrr. Love it. We got the dread there. Yeah, boy. And then of course we got a naked butt. It says naked because it's got no paint on it. And that's the force so far. It's really coming along. Getting a lot done. I really can't wait to see how it comes out in the end, but dude, so keep us updated. I love a good tank. And then we got Void Captain Bazooka. 50 mince pies, about 14 tablespoons of brandy added to the mince meat. That's basically half a bottle, right? Look at them with the little faces. Some of them look like the aliens from Toy Story, though. They're claw. I love it. I love it. I love it. I wish you could send one in the post, mate. So yeah, keep us updated with your Christmas cooking shenanigans. Your mum's edition. It looks great, dude. It looks great. And then we're going to quickly slide over to the completed it thing. Because there's some posts here that didn't make it into the community corner one, like Big Geordie Geeks first Trench Crusade models. I mean, that's Grizzly, right? Look how long the arms are. They look great. They look awesome. And follow Big Geordie because he's literally posting stuff almost every day because it's just painting constantly. Oshi, for share something close enough to the hobby I've finished recently, made on demand of my Twitter colleague, alcohol markers on A4 Bristol paper. Dude, that is fucking amazing. Angron, fully demoned up. That's just sick. That's sick, dude. Absolutely insane. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. Great at painting miniatures and painting pictures of miniatures. There's a few more bits from Geordie. Got Malcador's Legions. What was it? Yeah, Malcador's 4 Legions Imperialis and Lysander's for Drop Fleet. So these cool little tanky tanks. Pew pew pew. And then we got these cool ships, which look weird. They look like they got a little eye at the end, but they all look great. And then printed and painted some Cyclops demolition vehicles for the Solar Auxilia. Again with the dirtied up tracks. It's awesome. Tiny Tonks, exactly. I love it as well. Amazing, amazing work. And there we go. That is Community Corner. Normally we spend a little bit more time on it, but we're out of rush tonight because, of course, I gotta be up so early in the morning. Like 5:30, I think. Because I gotta get the Marylebone for 7, so I can't miss the early train. And I've got no oil in my engine because it's leaking out. Anyways, as always, check out Waylander, one of our wonderful mods. He's got great tutorials on YouTube, and of course, check out his Twitch. He does do live streams. And if you want to follow Foy Captain Bazooka on Instagram, where he does some amazing builds using architectural, like the very tiny thin little bits of plastic card to make intricate little additions and stuff like that. It's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Of course, like, share, follow, all that beautiful stuff. We're not going to raid tonight. I'm going to leave it because otherwise I think I'm pushing the laptop too hard right now with too many things going on. So we're going to bid you adieu. And of course, if we don't do a live stream on Monday, I hope you'll have a very Merry Christmas or a Happy Hanukkah. And I hope to see you shortly afterwards. So big love to all of you. Hope you have a great night. And stay safe. Peace.